Welcome in and welcome all. Yes, welcome to Diary of a Mystic. It's been a long time coming. I have been waiting so long to make this for you all and for myself, really for myself. I've really just spent such a long time, studying and just really under a rock. Just trying to prepare for, my dreams and goals and things, how fast everything's happening for myself. So I really just wanted to, really just take that step. So here we are. Welcome to the world of me, the mystic. So if you all don't know, my name is Nakaya Johnson. It's Dr. Nakaya Johnson. I am a metaphysician. I am a holistic health practitioner. I have a doctorate in philosophy and I specialize in metaphysical science. I am a Reiki master teacher. I wear many hats. I'm a healer, I'm a helper, I'm a giver, I'm a mother, sister, friend, cousin, all the good things. And I really wanted to start this Diary of a Mystic to be able to really shed some light on some things, and really how dedicated and deep I am willing to travel for myself and to help others find themselves or, just really be there for themselves in a way that they feel like they never could before. So I just want to put out there, yes, I have a Facebook business page, Mystical Mama's Way. That's MOMMA, not MAMA. Mystical Mama's Way. And I have 3 books that I have just recently published in December that I've been working on for such a long time, and they're all meant to work together. So there is my first one, which is The Wellness of Being. So that book really talks about the things that will help align yourself, to be able to understand the path that you need to start on, understanding subtle energies, understanding so many things. And we're going to touch base on so many things, here on this podcast. I just really want this first episode to be like an introduction, to really put some things out there into perspective and how I really want to connect with you all. You know what I mean? So the second book that I have is The Six, and that one is still a beginner's book, just like my first one, but the second one is really taken just a step deeper into the metaphysical world as far as extrasensory perception and really getting into our psychic senses, and we'll get into certain word plays that we're going to use here. We'll get into the different wording, and I really want to really get on here and try to explain things in a way that will be very understanding for other people. And I really want to just, create an open space, create a community to be able to really get people to understand there's nothing to fear. There's nothing to fear when it comes to learning a different part of yourself. So I just would like to really thank y'all for listening and tuning in. Really have a lot of people believing in me. And for one, I'm trying to set a foundation and let my kids know they can do what they set out, all their goals, hopes, and dreams. I just want them to know that it will always come to fruition once you manifest that for yourself and you put your mind to it. My mind has been set and determined since I was very young. very young, 12 and under. I'm talking very young. So the services that I offer, involving all the books and all the certificates and all the teachings and things. Also, one more thing, just want to touch base on my journal. The journal is to really help tie in both books and to really allow you to keep track on what it is that you're trying to find out within yourself, and the different things. Also, inside of the journal, there's checklists of different things and activities that you can do by the day, to really try to get your hooks into the metaphysical world and understanding energy and how everything, works around you and things like that. So it's going to bring you to a point of self-discovery, and allow you to understand the essence of God's energy around us. And it's really, really beautiful, very, very beautiful. A lot of people will say that it's, demonic and all these things. But, we have to understand in those moments to not give in to anger. And that's something I had to learn within myself. That is something that I had to really teach myself, because there's so many no's that I have received in my life when it comes to when someone says, hey, what do you aspire to be? What are your dreams, goals? What do you want to do? And then I tell them and they're just like, oh no, like we don't accept that. We don't accept you. You know what I mean? So that's one thing that I've always really faced a lot in my life. And I've never really understood it, because I'm just like, well, gosh, like, what's all the hubbub? What's there to fear, But it's like the social norm, the social norms, the social norms that really take away from people wanting to learn stuff and really wanting to get to the bottom of the barrel, the nitty gritty, wanting to jump the rabbit hole, red pill, blue pill kind of stuff. You know what I mean? So I love who I am and I'm proud of it. And I'm here putting myself out there for other people that may not have it in them to do so when it comes to this realm. So please allow me to be your mother. Please allow me to be your guide. Please allow me to be the things, that you need, and allow me to transmute energy with you, to be able to help guide you if this is the path that you're choosing to take. Spiritually, because sometimes we live lives and we do things and we're doing things for years and nothing's working. We're not happy. We're not really understanding our purpose, And once you get to a point, you get to the bottom of the barrel within yourself and you're able to really see what it is, that you need to question. In the movie I, Robot, they the guy that was on the hologram that Will Smith was talking to, he would always say now that's the right question. That is the right question, or he can't answer certain questions and stuff. But you have to ask yourself the right questions. The answers are always within you. The answers are always in front of you. They're all around you. But are you asking yourself the right questions of finding out who you are, your destiny, your purpose, finding out who you really are? And all together, what I am teaching and really trying to guide people towards, do you really know yourself the way that you think that you know yourself? Of course, yeah, we're here physically living, if that's how you want to view it. You know about your physical body, okay? You know your skin color. You know if you're, heavy set, if you're not. You know if you have big thighs or not. You know if you got what size shoes, all that stuff. But do you know yourself mentally well enough, as well as you know yourself physically? Do you know yourself spiritually? Do you know yourself emotionally? Our bodies work in such a dynamic that there's no way that it was a mistake. There's no way that there was a mistake, So being able to tie in all of those aspects of the self and learning how to master the self is a gift in itself. It's a gift to be able to know, the things that you need to know about yourself to live a long life, a long, fruitful life, So a part of my services, what I'll be offering, truly, truly offering, is I will be giving consultations, free consultations. So like if somebody says they want some dream interpretation, if somebody even wants to call me and say, I know you talked about it, you said this and this and that, and we're learning about ourselves, but I still don't get what you're saying, and I still don't agree with what you do, so I have more questions. Please email me. Please reach out to me, because there's nothing more that I want is for people to try to understand, and like I said before, you cannot, well, not like I said to you, because, a lot of y'all probably don't know me, but you can't force a horse to drink from the water you've brought them to. You just can't, you know what I mean? So you can really say so many things, and then it just goes right in one ear and out the other of a person. So any questions that do pop up, I really wish for people to reach out, to try to just understand me and trust in me to be able to help guide you to where you need to go. So the services that I offer, I'll be able to look at, the strengths and weaknesses that you have within your energy spaces. There's so many different things when it comes to the body spiritually. There's meridian lines. Excuse me. There's meridian lines, and there's chakra centers. There's pressure points. There's so many different things about the body that people surpass entirely. People get a migraine, and the first thing they do is, I need to take something, something heavy, or, my toe hurt, my neck hurts, my this and that. The first thing they do is grab medication or something like that. I am here to help you yearn to live a holistic life, so along with figuring out the strengths and weaknesses of your spiritual body, I'm able to then pull out those negative aspects of the body, and to help you, lean towards healing. So being a Reiki master, able to manipulate energies and things around a person to be able to help guide them. And I am just a channel for the energy to flow through. I do not generate Reiki energy. The energy that's already around us, that God has already created, the essence that's in the air, everything around us, that's the energy that is being utilized in Reiki. And I take pride in it. There's principles. There's so many different things. So in my counseling sessions, I will be using a pendulum. So a pendulum, for those that don't know, you are using the pendulum and you are taking note of how it swings. So there is something called the idiometer effect. And they are very, very, very subtle movements that our body makes once it's asked something. Isn't that something? So there are ways that you can actually ask your body to show you something or give you an answer that you consciously don't know the answer of, but the other thing that's at work, which is what ties into knowing ourselves, knowing all the aspects of self to be able to master it. Our subconscious mind makes up a lot of how we perceive things and how the blueprint of our life is. I was studying hypnosis at one point in time too, and our subconscious mind just can wreak havoc on someone's life, really. Depends on what has been fed from the beginning. Ever since we were kids, our brain has been collecting data, all these years. So when we are adults and there are things that we might not know affected us from when we were kids, but it's like in our blueprint. So it's like we really wouldn't know if it affects us or not. You're not consciously aware of that, but subconsciously, your subconscious knows everything about you, knows every single thing, every memory, everything. It keeps track, So the idiometer effect allows you to be able to see these movements and things. And when you have the pendulum, it allows more exaggerated motion of the idiometer effect to be able to see what's happening, the responses of the brain, of the subconscious mind. So you can literally just relax, get into meditative state, which we'll kind of go over. We'll go over the meditative states in the different brain waves, alpha, theta, beta, all those different things, and how it pertains to us being, spiritual beings living a physical life, So with the pendulum being utilized, I'll be able to connect with your higher self, which is just literally me asking out loud and even internally to connect with your higher self, and for your higher self to be able to communicate with mine so that we can figure out what is, a hindrance to you and what is a strength to you in your life in this moment, and it pertaining to whatever situation you have going on. So 9 times out of 10, when, an energy pops up, let's say, for an example, somebody might have a weak root chakra. That root chakra is our first main chakra out of 7 main ones that we have. There's so many more chakras than that. But we're just going to, next episode, I'll go very deeply into the chakras, because I've also taught a seminar on chakras, which I will be doing on this channel, that same exact seminar that I want to really share. And I worked hard on, putting that PowerPoint together and really, really putting emphasis on that, because I really can say I want to specialize in helping beginners, get into a world that is very, very intriguing. Like I said, it's a rabbit hole, guys. It's a rabbit hole. So once I'm able to see that, let's say you have a weakened root chakra, there's lots of different things that can make our energy spaces weakened, and they will have, since it's a spiritual energy center, it's an energetic space, everything manifests spiritually first before it does physically. So we will have physical reactions. Physical things happen to us if one of our energy centers are thrown off. For an example, root chakra, that deals with security, knowing the self, really feeling grounded and secure. Somebody will always feel all over the place, lost, easily manipulated, because they're not sure, they're not secure within themselves. They feel like they can't make decisions well, and they're just scattered, So there's that. And then let's say a person's strongest aspect might be, let's say like their crown chakra, perceiving information well, being able to have energies come in, a lot of different fluctuations of energies coming in. But with the root chakra being weakened, they're not going to know how to really handle all of that, because they're not going to be able to make sound decisions within themselves. So that might even overall make them be overwhelmed, always feeling anxious and nervous and not being able to focus on what to really do, because so it's creating like an imbalance, if that makes sense. And then furthermore, let's say if there's a weakened chakra, and this is particularly a female, that woman may have, uterine problems. That woman may have like fibroids. That woman may have, multiple cysts, like they have problems, with their reproductive area, because they're not secure. And it's like when something becomes like chronic. It will manifest in a way that you can really never imagine. So constantly saying things over and over again, like with the person having the weakened chakra, they can always say, I'm never sure about what I want to do. I'm never sure about how I'm feeling or what decision to make and this and this and that. And they can be pointing out all these different things. All the while they're coaxing their bodies, their spiritual bodies, to actually feel this way. Your words really do matter. Your words carry energy. You know how we feed the plants and the plants feed us. What we breathe, we need nature. We need nature. So if we're strong enough to make the plants and things grow and keep going, and the trees are giving us what we need as well, what makes you think that our physical spoken words don't have energy, electromagnetic frequency? I don't want to use the P word. That POWER word have some, I don't want to say skeptics, but have some people kind of, when you say that word, it really brings a different weight to the conversation. And it's almost like an unnecessary weight, because when people say that word, it turns the conversation more into, now it's just a negative connotation. So if you're saying, our words have power, now we're talking about, okay, so now the energies and the positivity and the things, God's essence that is now around us, we are now going to be saying that the same essence that's within you, that's within me, I can use it to be able to be more powerful than you, or to topple over you, or now I'm better than you, because we're using this word. So in this podcast, I will not be using that word the way that I want to explain to my learners. I won't be doing that. It's really, you can have conversation about this realm without that word, because it really just gets misconstrued so many times. But now I will say, now you have power over yourself to make the right decisions and stuff. Yes. But I will not say that, God's essence gives us power. Even though in lots of ways that, let's just say gas, maybe. God's essence gives us the fuel that we need to do the things that we need to do in this life. The energy that's around us right now is the same energy that gives fuel to us operating the way that our bodies operate. The spiritual aspect, the mental aspect, the emotional, the physical, mind, body, soul connection. It's all over the place, folks. It's all over the place. Everything has an electromagnetic frequency. The plants, the grass, the ground, everything has it, So when we're in different places, like let's say you walk into a room and you automatically can tell, like, something's off. Like, something's about to jump off. Like, you can just really tell. But anyway, I'm going off topic here. So basically, in these sessions, I'll be able to pick up what I need to pick up. Because as I mentioned before, I'm very intuitive since I was young. Since I was 9, 7, 8 years old, I've known things that I wasn't quite able to explain. And it really led me to being able to see that I could help guide other people. Now, being honest, being an intuitive, you might not always see something positive. It's not trying to say I've seen evil things, but I've seen things that weren't always, positive definitely. It's just kind of like when you have friends and you have good people and bad people, you just kind of know to stay away from certain things. You know what I mean? And I just really want to say this, like spirits and energies and things like that. I just really want to just soften the blow on those terms. So I'm just trying my best to deliver it properly at the time that it needs to be delivered throughout this podcast, you know. But for now, just, just focusing on my services a little bit more so that, I'm just laying out the hand, I'm laying out the helping hand, so that people can really feel comfortable. So with the session that I will be doing, like I mentioned, I can figure all that for you. And then once we get to a conclusion of the struggles that you're having and the positive that's going on, and we correlate the two and we put them together to really pinpoint what needs to be done for you to live a fruitful life, we will then begin to work on a plan to strengthen those, areas of weakness, to bring yourself back into balance and in alignment with yourself, to be able to move forward and make the decisions you need to make and be sound-minded. And those sessions may or may not come with a Reiki, like a Reiki session, a couple of minutes of Reiki. That session may or may not come with a angel tarot card being pulled. So the metaphysical enlightenment sessions can be a mixture of multiple things. Just depends on, person to person basis, because, everybody's energy is different. Everybody's situation is different. Everybody's destiny and everything is so different. So based off of how spirit guides me to assist the person, that's what I'll do. That's exactly what I do. And also utilizing pendulum, since I've mentioned it before, I can do yes or no questions. So if you don't want like a life reading, which I do like a 3-card pull, a lot of people do a lot of cards, just a certain spread, Celtic spread. There's different spreads that you can do to figure out what's going on in a person's life. What works for me, I just do a 3-card pull. It's very, very informative. It's a very beautiful reading. The life readings go very well. I've been doing them for years. I've been doing them for 10 plus years now, those readings. And I've helped so many people over the years since I've been doing it. And this is, like I said, this is my path. I'm not denying it. This is just who I am. And I'm proud to be that. I'm proud to be, have worked this hard to be able to give these services to people. So here I am doing it, just rocking out. And this podcast is going to be so fun. I just want to get out all the information that I have and really just give my all here. So again, so for the pendulum reading, so I will use pendulum. You can ask a question and I'm able to give you a yes/no response based off of me connecting with your higher self, your true self, your inner self, your subconscious mind, to be able to figure out information for you. So I can do that. I also create spiritual baths. So spiritual baths may be like, okay, you feel kind of like nothing's going right for you and you just feel so dense and foggy and down and you're not sure why. I could make a spiritual bath with certain herbs that are known to be cleansing of your space energetically. And you would just kind of bathe in them. You can boil the herbs and strain the liquid and then kind of wash yourself with it, pour it over your head. There's different things that you can, do it with, but I make those. Now, my website is split up into 2 sections here. So, and I really think it's so unique. I really, really love that I did that because it really allows the client to have control. I wanted the website to be something that people can really just get on and be like, oh, this week I feel like I don't need a reading. I just want to get some more information about some herbs or do a follow-up. I've tried this activity out of the journal and I just want to follow up to see how, just anything, just putting things together. So my website is broken up into the holistic side and then the mystical side, which my website is www.holisticmystics.net. I do have it in the slideshow going, that I've created, which I hope you all like. I've taken a lot of time in creating these things. I'm doing everything myself by hand. I've created the covers of my books and things like that. But yeah, so I have those things split up. And so as I mentioned before, now the holistic side has probably a little bit more than the mystical side. But with the mystical side, like, you can always contact me for something that you might need. If it's not on the website and you need something, like, you reach out to me like, hey, I have some other stuff going on that I don't see a spiritual bath up here for. Do you think that you could make a custom order? If you reach out to me, I can definitely send you an invoice or, and I'll work with you on trying to do my best to help you spiritually. Because like I said, I'm a guide, I'm a mother. I'm trying to help in the best way that I can. And also when it comes to radionics, I'm waiting on a machine to be done for me. I'm going to order one this year, and I want it to be made by a dear friend of mine, Cece, with whom I love very much, and Cheryl, that's also a dear friend of mine, my spiritual parents, I call them. They introduced me to Radionics, and I'm very, very thankful. I've known them for years now, for a very, very long time, for about 10 years now, just about. Yeah, it seems like just about that length of time. So with Radionics, you're able to do even more healing. Now this, you need a witness. So something that tailors energy to a person, which could be DNA. It could be an item of yours that, you hold all the time or for somebody else. So you need a witness to be able to work with energies. So you have a particular energy and you can use the frequency of numbers. There are certain numbers in a certain combination that allows particular energy to be transferred to that witness, which will then shift the energy of the witness, which in turn will shift your energy, because something that is your DNA is always going to be connected to you, whether it's physically a part, on you, or it's miles and miles away. Energy is energy and it does not lie, honey. Energy will never lie. Okay. Please know that during this, these episodes and things like that. If you're feeling something, if you've been drawn here for a reason and you feel like, the words that I'm saying is helping you, please know that energy has drawn you here. You have been led to me and I'm glad that you're here. I appreciate the listening. I appreciate the support. And I truly, truly want this to be, a comfortable thing for everybody. So with that being said, moving on to the other hats that I wear besides being a metaphysician and a spiritualist and a mystical mama, I am a holistic health practitioner. Certified. It took me a while, to get those certifications. It was 2 years worth of school training, but like extensive work and research and so much that went into that. Oof, that was very stressful. Very stressful. Excuse me. There was so much information that I had to retain. It was bonkers. It was bonkers, but knowing that sacrifice that I had to take, I'm very happy that I did do it, because like I said, I wouldn't be able to be here for you all if I wasn't able to do that. Because there's so many people that suffer so much nowadays with big pharma and just all these things going on in the world that, people don't want to go back to basics. There's so much, like all the medications and the drugs and things that is created by man was mimicked by nature, honey. It was mimicked by nature. Everything that could be found in a pharmacy can be found in the ground, growing fruitful in different areas of the world. That's just how it is. That is just the way things are, and I'm thankful for it. So, yes, the holistic side. I am able to do consultations, and we can separate them up. So for the first one, for me being a master clinical herbalist, I am able to formulate tinctures, salves, different things like that to be able to help aid you in whatever ailment you may have. Let's say you have, like I always give this example with the stomach problems, stomach concerns. I'm able to create a tea, like a month's supply worth of tea. On my website, I have a certain category of teas that I already have that I want to get out to people. But as I mentioned before, on the mystical side, for the holistic side as well, if there's something on there that you do not see, reach out to me, email me, talk to me. I'm very open. I'm very down to earth. And we can talk about how we can formulate something that's just for you, and, we can really get down to the nitty gritty to things, because along with those consultations, you'll have to fill out consent forms and the health questionnaire that I give individuals to be able to get down to what we really need to focus on. So if like you're taking medications that might be contradictory to a certain herb that I may suggest that may help, we need to talk about that. You know what I mean? So I'm able to formulate different things for a person when it comes to the way the body needs to be cared for, traditionally. So that's my goal, to be able to lend a helping hand in a way that others don't really pay attention to. Because what big pharma, they be like, oh, here, take this medication. Oh yeah, but you might have heart palpitations. you might have some pain down there in your livers, but just know that your other problems will be gone. You're just gonna have to deal with this. No, brother. We're not doing that no more. We are not doing that anymore. It's time to get back on the path of, living the way that was intended for us to live. Drugs and all the things that, we don't need that stuff in our bodies for us to thrive. Back in the day, years and years and years ago, the norm, people was living past 100 on the norm. Okay. We kicking the door open to death at like 50 in our 50s and our 60s. That's scary. That is scary. It's like, humanity is shrinking or something. But anyway, sorry. Went off on a tangent, but I'm able to offer that. So for the herbalist things, and even if you need something like, I know one time I was having some pains and things like that, I'm able to create something in particular for that. There's localized pains for stuff like neuropathy. There's so many different things. So there is going to be my all-natural pain relief salve that I used to make years ago before I revamped my business to what it is now. That was I wouldn't go anywhere without it, because I am a person that struggles with migraines, and that's why I created it. But that's going to be going on my website soon to be sold, because it's just such a beautiful thing. Like, everybody has pain, you know what I mean? Everybody has pain. And there's also testimonials on my website, and a lot of them talk about the pain salve and how it's been helpful for those that have been in pain, migraines, foot pains, back pains. I remember someone mentioned to me before years ago that their mom was having like chest pains, and they rubbed some pain salve on there, and she was good, after having rubbed it on there. So it really varies for every individual. But I will be putting that on my website fairly soon, within a couple months. I'll definitely make an announcement about that. So when it comes to the aromatherapy, you can just have some stuff like just for your car, like diffusing stuff for your car. I can formulate a personal spray. Like if you feel like you want to feel more protected spiritually, if you feel like you want to have more focus. So when it comes to that, I don't mind making it for spiritual and holistic purposes for wellness, because there's so many people, so many college kids struggle with focus and paying attention and stuff like that. So I could make a spray that would be able to help them retain more focus. And I actually also have a tea on the website called Clarity that actually focuses on helping the person maintain focus. If you're a tea drinker, I understand some people aren't. That's not their thing. Tea is life. I love me some tea. Ooh, I love tea. So good. But you know what sucks when I make my tea, which really sucks. And some people be drinking it. But like when your tea is like, it's still warm, it's cooling off, but then you pour the milk in too soon and it just curdles right up. But the tea was like sweetened perfectly. It just makes me, it's just terrible. It's a terrible feeling. It's like everything is ruined after that. My day is ruined. But yeah, so after the aromatherapy, I mentioned in my Facebook Live that I did when I came out talking about my books and things like that. If you have like athlete's foot, if you need a foot wash done, there can be a certain formula that could be made for that. So as I studied aromatherapy, it wasn't just like, this smells good, that smells good, this smells good with this, and that smells good with that. No, like I was taught, using a certain dilution to be able to create something that's not too overpowering for a client. What kind of skin does the client have? And in that consultation, there's also going to be a health questionnaire, because some people may be allergic to the, rosemary essential oil, or some people might not be able to handle the power of oregano essential oil, which is one of the most powerful antiviral essential oils there is. Just throwing a little sprinklings of knowledge there. But oil of oregano is amazing. But like, for an example, if somebody's pregnant or something like that, they can't use rosemary essential oil. They should stay away from peppermint essential oil. So there's different things that's very important, that I have to pay attention to with these consultations to be able to help a person. And once I do give a person a consultation, I am able to formulate what I need to formulate. Eventually, I want to be able to have my own apothecary, to be able to have all my tinctures with all my stuff already done, so that when a person needs something that may help them with, like, let's say a long-term stomach tincture, something to help to strengthen the lining of the stomach, to help strengthen their digestive tract, things like that. I will be able to make all that up, and just send off the packaging. But right now I do have a holistic dispensary that is 10% off your first order right now. So, and once you're able to do that after the consultations, once you're able to get on the website and create your profile and things like that, you can create your own profile, or I can do it for you. And through that platform, I am able to create a wellness plan for you. So I can choose the tinctures and things that you may need that may help once we have done your consultation and we gotten down to like the bottom of the barrel of what you really may be needing. You know what I mean? So being able to focus on those things, I just want to say I take very much so pride in that, because you can make mistakes. You can make the wrong formula. You can really, if you don't do the research on your clients and really get to know your clients, and you'll learn that about me. If you have a consultation with me, coming up soon or something like that, you're able to bond with me in a way that, you might feel like you might have known me for years, but I want to be able to get to know my client and get close to them just a little bit, to be able to really understand their level of need and how I can help. And I need to know all the deets. The new generations, they cut words in half now. I need to know the deets, the details about everything, so I really just take so much pride and just so serious about that, because there's people in the world that just focus on money. They focus on getting paid money for services. They don't care about the contradictions and things like over time. Like, it might not be an immediate contradiction, but let's say if a person is taking a tincture for 1 to 2 more weeks longer than they really need to, and you're not really telling the person based off of, oh, you're taking blood thinners and you don't need to be taking this tincture past 2 weeks, you need to tell them that. You know what I mean? But I am, I just want to let y'all know that I'm taking pride to be able to do decent research. So if you want me to formulate the products for you at this time, because I don't have inventory of things that I've made, because it's going to take time. Like, I will be making these kind of like the old school way. If you're asking me to make a tincture or a salve or just something for you, I'm going to take a couple of days to be able to make this formula, make sure I have quality herbs, make sure I get all the proper materials and things that I need to be able to formulate something that's going to really, that may help a person. And just to throw that out there, I am not a medical doctor. So when I am suggesting these herbs and suggesting that a 2% dilution of marjoram and another essential oil may be helpful for your knee pain, like things like that, I have to be mindful of the words that I'm using, because I am not a medical doctor. I can definitely bring up things like suggest to you what may help. Study shows that 90% of individuals that use this essential oil has reported that they have relieved pain of this said area, so and so and so and so. So there's certain wording that I am allowed to use. So I just really want to stay focused and really just pay attention to the words that I say, and how I say them, and just being respectful to my clients. Number one, if I ever say anything that makes you uncomfortable or say anything that you don't understand, like I said, please ask questions so we can connect better and we can definitely take this path together. So, moving on to the nutritionist consultant, I don't do, I wouldn't say I specialize in that aspect. If I'm being honest, I do what I need to do as far as helping a client, making a wellness plan. If we need to talk about what foods they want to stay away from, what kind of wellness plan, if they're working out or doing something like meal prepping, all that stuff, we can talk about that in the consultation and what goals you're trying to achieve and things like that. I will honestly say I specialize in working with herbs and the metaphysical aspect of things. And I love all that I do. I'm very good at all the things that I do. But everybody has their favorite thing, like if you're a mechanic or something, you're a mechanic. You've worked in a lot of different things, but you might really just love working on trucks. Like that's your thing. So that's really what I'm saying. Like that's my thing. I love working with herbs and making formulas and things like that to help somebody. And so there's so many different things that I have to offer when it comes to helping a person's life and them gaining clarity of them doing what they need to do for themselves. So once you have a wellness plan with me, we can keep up with that plan. I can keep your profile updated, making sure that I'm adding things into your plan, taking away things from your plan when we talk about it. Like after you do a consultation and you do the wellness plan, you can book a follow-up appointment a couple weeks later, to be sure that you're on the right track and things like that. I think that I'm going to come up with a program instead of just booking one appointment for like the herbalist consultation or something. I can do a package where like you have the initial consultation and then it comes with like 3 or 4 follow-up appointments, if you pay up front. So there's that. But yeah, I just, want to be the one to bridge the gap of alternative ways of living. And I will do that for people. I will do that. It's going to be a point in time where, you're going to see me a little too much, you know what I mean? Online and going live and things like that. But this is the life that I am living. And also, going into the next episode, I'm going to be wrapping it up soon. But going into the next episode, we're going to really start with the basics. So if you can, I'm going to be dropping episodes once a week, and I want to truly encourage you, truly encourage you to get my books. The first book, The Wellness of Being, which literally, it took me 4 years to write that, life hits and stuff. It took me 4 years to write that. Even though it's not much, it's not long, but the information is heavy. It's very important information, being down this path of getting to know who you are. So there's that book. And then my second book is very good for information as well. But please, I encourage you, if you don't get the second one, with the first one at the same time, at least get the first one to just take that first step for yourself, to really allow yourself to, gain the curiosity of wanting to bridge the gap of your body, mind, and spirit, to try to, gain self-mastery with me, while I help guide you do that. So please get my book. It is on Amazon. I'm going to have that posted down in the description for you to be able to click on and do the things that you need to do with that. I'm going to put my email down there. Well, it's right here in the slideshow, but I'll put it down there anyway. I'll put my email and my website down there in the description so that you're able to kind of get to it a little bit faster. And I really just want to thank you all so much for being here again. But next episode, we're really gonna start it off as far as the teaching and really get into the things that we need to get to, starting from the ground up. And of course, there's going to be some random topics thrown in there, laugh a little, have a little fun, story time here and there. You know what I mean? Because I'm a fun person. If you know me, if you grew up around me and you know my personality, like I'm funny. I didn't know that I was funny until I got older, but I'm kind of funny. Like, just say what I feel, and, I just try to really live life smoothly, as smooth as I can, because, there's no telling. There's no telling what the rest of the day can bring. Things can happen very quickly, Things could go up very quickly, but they can also come down very quickly, So I just like to focus on the present moment to be able to, really effectively be aware of what's happening around me. So I just like to try to be aware of the moment. But the second episode, I will disclose some other information in regards to what I've mentioned before in my Facebook Live about, the journey that I plan on taking this year. I plan on traveling to somewhere very, very special. And that's going to really, really put the icing on the cake as far as the walk that I'm trying to take with you all, through me. Like, I really take it serious being a mystical mom. I take it very serious as any other job. Being a mom is one of those jobs that's like, the job's never done. And I feel like it is my duty, like my destiny, it's in my blood to just help people and guide them to where they need to go spiritually. So please allow me to do that. Please tune in. Please hear me out, and if there's something specific you want to talk about or know about, drop a comment so that I can talk about it in the next episode, because I'm really trying to just be open-minded to hear what everybody has to say and how they feel, even if you disagree with what I'm saying. Please just make a comment, don't get too crazy with the negativity, because you'll have to get blocked. Okay, I don't know if they can block folks on YouTube nowadays, but I don't mind constructive criticism. I don't mind those things, but when it gets to be like you're bashing or being negative and just showing that you're bored and you don't quite have anything else to do but say negative stuff, then I won't be responding. I'm not going to respond to that. But, I encourage the conversation. And, one day I'm going to go live on here on my podcast and just really even have people just maybe even call in on some platform. Like I'm going to put some stuff together. But I want to thank you all. Thank you for tuning in and listening to your girl. I appreciate everybody and, sharing energies with me right now, listening to me. And please reach out. Don't hesitate. Get the books. I plan on doing a book signing this year. I'm going big 2025 and beyond. This is one of those years that's like, no, I have to step into my role and be who I am 1,001%, and I hope you all are doing the same thing. Be you, continue to be you. Don't allow anybody to dim your light, no matter how weird you are, no matter how, different you may be. Get out there and do it. Go ahead and get out there and do it and be proud about it. Even if you're standing alone, because I've stood alone for many years dealing with this topic. I don't want to say dealing with it like it's a problem, but managing, my curiosities and my, fears and loves and all this when it comes to the spiritual realm and being a caretaker and giver and spiritual leader, But yes, I appreciate you and I hope to see you back again. And as I said before, welcome in, welcome all. But don't fall. I think that's going to be my little catchphrase there. Welcome in, welcome all, but don't fall. Okay, y'all. Good evening. I thank you again so much. And I hope y'all take care. Until next time. Bye-bye.